Welcome to the Temple Lovelies. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's reading. So today, you guys, I want to see what you're aligning to. What is coming in? What are you about to experience in the field? If you are unaware, or if there's something that you've been manifesting, we're going to take a look and see what is coming in for you. What is your actual frequency, you know? All right, so we're going to have 3 pile choices for you to choose from. Let's take a look at your choices. Pile number 1, we have discernment, and that is with the amethyst point. For pile number 2, we have conception, and that is with the opalite point. And for pile number 3, we have the third eye chakra. And that is with the green Aventurine DT point. All right, use your intuition into which pile has a message for you. There can be more than one reading that you're drawn to, and that's because there may be messages in that pile for you. Just use your intuition, take what resonates for you and leave the rest. These are collective readings. They're meant to reach many people, so not everything's going to resonate with your particular energy. The timestamps will be listed in the description box below for the 3 piles, and I will see you all at your readings. Welcome, pile number 1. You were drawn to the discernment card with the dream, well, not necessarily dream amethyst, but amethyst. Dream wanted to come through, so that may have significance for you. Maybe this is something about a particular dream that you have. And you were drawn to the discernment card, which says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Okay, so I feel like for you, especially with the amethyst, there's something about using your intuition here, using your third eye, your gut instincts to discern between something. We have number 2 coming through. This could be a choice that you're needing to make at the moment. Let's go ahead and move this over here and see what your cards reveal about this discernment. What are you needing to discern? We have the dragonfly, okay, transformation, and the snake. Okay, so I feel like there's a pattern that needs to be shifted. The ending of a cycle, the ending of a pattern, so that you can transform and evolve with the dragonfly. The dragonfly is a species, they're born in the water, and then they transform and become a creature of the air. So there's this big transformation that's taking place right now, and I feel like you're being asked to detach from an experience, or detach from what you're seeing at the moment, the chaos, because anytime there's an ending, sometimes there is, it's a shift. So it requires us to let go of something that may have felt safe at the moment, because it's what it's what you've been going through. I kind of use the symbolism of like a hotel, and like when, let's say you've been living on this one floor for a long time, and every door, you know every room that's on that floor, right? And now it's time for you to evolve and grow. You're tired of constantly looking at the same thing, experiencing the same thing every single day. Every time you get off of the elevator, you already know this level through and through, and you're wanting to know what's on the floor above me, and it requires you to step on that elevator and let go of what it is that has been known, this safe space, and to be an adventurous spirit, to be curious and courageous about the floor above, the next stage, the next evolution, the next transformation of your being. And, you know, it's the evolution of the soul. You're growing, you're transforming. And so you have to let go of what has been known and embrace the experience of something new. And sometimes that can be scary because there's a lot of feelings that come up, you know, anxiety, fear, worry, distrust, because you don't know what you're about to walk into. You don't know how to prepare yourself, you know. And so I feel like with the discernment is to follow your heart and listen to your heart and be guided by your higher self, be guided by your spirit going forward, and know that everything is happening for a reason. You're evolving, you're growing, you're transforming, you've outgrown something. And so it's time to move forward and to listen to your higher self, okay? Ooh, we have love, good, follow that heart. We have success, nice. And we have passion, beautiful. All right, follow that heart, follow your passions. This is successful transformation, successful transition. Give me just a second, you guys. I've got to let my dog out. Okay, so right now you are aligning to lots of success, lots of happiness, things that you're very passionate about. You're aligning yourself to that path. Beautiful transformation. We have composure. Let's put you here. And surrender. Okay, yeah. So let go of whatever is falling away, okay? And remain grounded, remain balanced as the old the old version of yourself, the old way of living, the old way of doing things. Allow what's no longer in an alignment with this new version of yourself. Because before you were, you know, amongst the water and the water creatures, and now you are this beautiful dragonfly and you're flying in the air now. So now it's a whole new realm to explore, a whole new version of yourself. And I feel like you're definitely going to be living more in alignment with your true self, with your true path, with your heart's desire, and in alignment with success and happiness and joy. Yeah, allowing your heart to be more open and to just receive guidance. Remain grounded. This isn't a time of action yet. I feel like you're in the time of this the shift at the moment. You are shifting. So take that time to just be, to rest, to allow, to ground, to integrate this new information, and to finish shedding the skin. We have stability with flow, trying to balance, juggling uncertainty, stressful choices, and chaos. Oh, I love when the cards align with the message. So again, yes, remain grounded, but allow yourself to flow through the transformation. And what I'm seeing here is a bunch of, it is water, but my mind, my intuition, I feel smoke, you know, the cleansing, the purification. So that's where you're at right now. You're being purified. It's the final releasing. So maybe even work with some sage, cleanse your energy, do some cord cutting to help ground you into the present moment so that you can be more in a flow state of surrender and allowing the transformation to take place. We have unexpected storm, and there's the fire. Destruction, conflict, unforeseen change, and sudden news. And then we have closed off and guarded. So yeah, I feel like, and this is about resistance, you know, because it may have, the change may have been very sudden and you were very unprepared for it, but I feel like you may have had an inkling though with the amethyst here. An inkling of change needed to happen. I feel like you knew it needed to occur. You just wasn't expecting it to occur so fast or the way that it did. And so there may be a little bit of resistance or fear of this new beginning that's taking place. And so at the time it can seem like it's chaotic and it's stressful and it's tense. And of course it is. Anytime we're shifting and we're moving into unfamiliar territory, you know, that's expected. but remain grounded and surrender and let go, and don't try to control the storm. You know, there's no controlling a storm. You just have to let it come through, do its job, and then begin when the storm leaves, you know. And so at the moment, just grab your footing, stabilize where you can stabilize, which is in the now moment. Don't focus too much in the future about the hows and the whys and the whens and the whats. And needing to know the hows of everything's going to work out. Sometimes, like when we try to do that, we end up making it worse for ourselves because we create more pain in our body, more worry in our mind, and it can be very draining. And so what you want to do is align yourself to choosing the higher vibration, to choosing the surrender, choosing to follow your heart, trust that you're being divinely guided, that you're aligning to your true path. And so this old version of self wasn't, you know, it was what you needed to do and what you needed to grow through in order to become this new version. And so it's like, you know, you've walked that path, you've mastered a lot of lessons, life lessons, and it's time for the new journey to begin. And so allow the old skin to completely shed. Oh yeah, and we just stepped out of the year of the snake, so I feel like this is definitely the final shedding for you. You're in that process of transition. So allow the old version of yourself to go, and allow it to fall away with love, you know, and passion, compassion, and empathy for all that you've been through and all that you learned along the way, you know, and everything that you have managed to accomplish in that version of yourself. And know that everything that is ahead is going to be very exciting. I see a lot of love, a lot of good things, lots of joy, lots of celebration, lots of positivity. I feel like dreams coming true. We have this rainbow. I feel like a wish coming true for you, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Let me get you a couple cards over here. Let's do 2 of these and then 2 of my heart cards. What is pile number 1 aligning to? So this one at the bottom, we have contemplation time. Spend time alone meditating upon what you truly desire. Okay. So focus on, like I was saying, focus on what you want to see in this new version of yourself. What do you want to be on that new floor that you're stepping into when the elevator opens? What's the reality going to look like? You know, what do you see yourself doing? What's the emotion, the frequency that you have stepping into this new version of yourself, you know, with this higher perspective of lessons learned? What is it that you're wanting to manifest in your reality around you? What is this new version of yourself? You know, who is this new version of yourself? Who are they? What does it feel like to be them and to manifest that? All right. Make a decision, okay? We have that choice coming through. Feeling stuck or indecisive? Listen to your intuition and make a decision. All right, so that is the choice. The choice. You have a choice to make. You know, you can choose to be, you know, in fear and try to hold on and grip as tightly as you can to the known because you're afraid of this new beginning and afraid of what lies ahead because it's unknown territory. Or you can choose to surrender and to embrace the transition, to embrace the shift. And even though it looks like it's chaotic, this is creation in action. All right, everything that was old has to crumble and fall away so that something new can ground and stabilize. And so the old has to be, you know, torn down. It's just like building a new home. You know, you have to, the old one gets like completely demolished to the ground level, to the foundation. And then the new one can be built on a more solid, more concrete foundation because now you know what you really want, you know. So trust and surrender. Listen to your heart. All right, some final messages for pile number 1. What are they aligning to? Okay, we got 2 cards. We have, I trust the process of life and take care of me. Beautiful. Today is a new day. I will have many wonderful new experiences. I am loved, I am safe, and so it is. Beautiful. And this is like, should be a mantra, an affirmation that you say every day. I will have many wonderful new experiences. I am loved, I am safe, and so it is. And let this be your truth. And then we have, I follow my inner wisdom. Perfect. I am at peace with my own being. I love myself, and I trust that I am making the right choices. That is amazing. Beautiful confirmations. And trust that you made the right choice. Trust that you are making the right choice and that you are loved. You are protected. Make peace with the past so that you can embrace this new beginning that you are aligning to, pile number 1. Woohoo! All right, you guys, this was your reading for today. Thank you all so much for being here with me in the temple. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like this reading. If you would like a personal reading from me, my email is in the description box below. You can contact me for prices or the types of readings that I offer. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know how this reading resonated with you. I'm sending you all lots of love. Take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. So we're going to take a look at what you're aligning to in the path at the moment that you're tuning into this reading. And y'all were drawn to the Conception card and the Opalite point. Your card says the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Ooh, so I feel like some of you are going to be giving birth to something. We have card it's number 16, number 7. Yeah, some kind of insight, connection to something very spiritual, giving birth to a new version of yourself, in alignment with your heart. Let's see what we have. We have the camel. We have this moon phase shifting here. So I feel like, yeah, you're shifting out of a phase of where you've had to work very, very hard. You know, camels, they, you know, they're in the desert and they have those humps where that's where they preserve their water. So I feel like some of you may have been like having to just persevere through some hard situations. And there is something shifting. You're coming into alignment with something, of course, but there is a shift in intention, a shift of focus, a new beginning of sorts. And we have the dragon coming through. Again, with transformation, ending of an old cycle. Oh, and you have the black egg. Yeah, new beginning, creating something new. Lots of potential here with the black egg. You know, the camel is a very resilient animal, and they are very independent, you know, even in the harshest environment, in the face of like heat. They have their own reserves with them, you know, like I was saying with the humps, they preserve water. So I feel like you are definitely someone who is very balanced, or you're aligning to becoming a very balanced individual. You're able to be the calm within the storm. I feel like you're very observant, being able to just observe the chaos, but not lend to the fear of the chaos, you know, especially right now and what's going on with the world around us, yeah, and not allowing everyone's fear and all the illusions and the chaos around you take you over. I feel like you're becoming somebody who is very stabilized, very balanced, very secure. You're very authentic. I feel like you're able to, you're about to be, yeah, your source of origin, your true self. You're aligning to your true self, pile number 2. There we go. You're aligning to your true self. You're very independent, very self-aware, very much connected to your higher self, your true self, your origin, and aligning to being more comfortable into owning that, owning your unique voice, your point of view, your perspective. You have a very, you're the calm in the storm, like I was saying, very balanced in your yin-yang energy here, your masculine and feminine energy. What you can manifest. Oh, maybe there's something, you're meant to be manifesting here with the conception, the dragon, the focus, your inner world, creating something from your inner world. We have magic, nice. Yes, something you're meant to create. And look, we have here the merging of the divine feminine and masculine and creating this unity consciousness. So I feel like some of you are actually going to be awakening your third eye chakra here. Your true potential and remembering who you are. Ooh. We have flow. Okay, so the water is coming through. Yeah, knowing yourself on a deeper level. I feel like you know who you are. You're going to be learning your true self. Ooh, nice. You're going to be, and this could be even tapping into like your past memories, connecting to your source origins, your soul family. Maybe you are remembering your past lifetimes and everything. Beautiful. And we have frustration. Trying to fit in. Yeah, maybe in the past that's you didn't feel like you fit you fit in here, and you're here to bring that change because you see things from a whole different perspective. Maybe you're here to teach other people a different perspective, a way of seeing things, a whole new way of seeing things by communicating your truth. Let me see what else we have. We have spiritual growth, definitely. And we have divine timing. Something. All right, so this potential, this egg, what you're aligning to is, of course, growing spiritually, awakening to a version of yourself that's very magical, very connected, very spiritual. Did I just say that twice? If I repeat myself, it's because they really want you to know, or this is very important. So that's why we're hyper focused on saying that word several times so that it gets in there. With divine timing, so everything in its own divine time. And I feel like you recognize that. That's why you're able to hold that steady, balanced perspective. You're the calm. You can hold water in the face of fear and anger, you know what I mean? Like you're able to transmute those heavy energies. You're a very spiritual person, very magical person, especially with the dragon, the black egg, and the camel itself. They're good at transmuting, negative energies. They can withstand that heat because they have their own inner resources that they tap into. Their sense of self is very strong. They're very independent. Yeah, so the frustration has to do with divine timing. You may be a little frustrated because you've probably been working very hard. You've been going to distance. You've been probably incarnated here many, many times, and you're like, when is this going to happen? Maybe you're waiting for the shift to take place. When's the mergence going to happen? When is the spiritual going to descend here into the physical? I don't know, but still, I feel your frustration, pile number 2. It feels like we've been here doing the work for a long time, and we've been observing the chaos of the world for a long time and holding that sense of calm, loving frequency. I feel like, yeah, that some of you are definitely frequency holders. You've been here anchoring this divine connection, this unity consciousness. You've been holding steady for a long time, and you've been waiting for the world to wake up. You've been waiting for this big shift to take place here on the planet, and I feel like you've been asking, when is this going to happen? When is the shift going to actually take place? And so there's a lot of frustration with the divine timing. So I feel like you're being asked definitely to have some patience and to wait for everything to align, to step into the observant, calm energy that you naturally carry and flow with that energy. We have fulfillment wish. Okay, so a wish is coming in. There is this manifestation that is going to be coming in here, and you're being asked to have a little bit of patience according to divine timing here. You have lots of success, a happy outcome in the works for you. That is what's going to be manifesting. And we have watching, gathering, and okay, yeah, this moment, you're being asked to step into that observer mode and just be very observant. Just watch, observe what's ending, what needs to fall apart, and hold that stability. Hold your inner security. Hold your inner truth, knowing your divine, sense of trust in the universe here. We have this flow. Go with the flow. Allow everything to just fall into place and fall into alignment for you. And then we have reflecting with shadow work, soul searching, introspection, evaluation, hermit energy, void period. Nice. So that's under here with the black egg. So right now you are definitely in the void space. You're in the place of conception before the rebirth, the actual birthing takes place, right? So that's why there, this is the frustration. Is that things are ending, and we're wondering when is it going to actually end so that this new beginning can take place, And we just have to trust and go with the flow. Observe the chaos around us, but don't engage in the fear. Don't engage in the debating. Don't engage in the negativity. You just have to withdraw from it. Hold your vibration. Hold your frequency of love, of trust, of this unity mindset. Hold your stable, calm, loving vibration. Hold steady, okay? And just allow everything to move forward and to transform according to that divine timing. The rebirth is just ahead. We're in this conception place, and in the conception place, this is where you manifest. This is where you focus. This is where you lend your energy into what it is that you want to create, and not focusing on where is it, how come it hasn't happened yet, how's it going to work, and all the how-tos and the whys, and focus on feeling and embodying the frequency of what it is you want to align yourself to, the creation of the new, and what that feels like, what it feels like to be at peace, to be happy, to be healthy, to be wealthy, to be community minded and connected. What does that feel like? What is that earth? What is that vibration? And to anchor that in and know that it will manifest. We have the wish coming true with magic, fulfillment, whatever it is that whatever you're wanting to create, whatever life you're wanting to experience, it's embodying the frequency of living that life, and that's what helps you anchor into the physical realm. You have to think it in the mind. It all has to descend through the different layers of energies, and so it originates first in spirit, which is kind of like this nebula gas, like what you see the stars are made out of. That is the conception. And then as we think about it, we focus on it more, we start to gather pictures, it starts to create an image and it builds form. And then once we start to feel into, and what does it feel like, we start creating this image, we start bringing it to life by nurturing it with our emotions. And the more we nurture this conception, this thought, it eventually densifies so much that it turns into a physical creation. It then anchors here into the physical realm, which now becomes the reality. So we have to hold the focus. We have to hold the emotional energy and what it feels like to have it in our life. You know, that is the magic of creation. And that's what you're being guided to do. You're aligning to creating something, and you're being asked to hold it and allow it to grow, allow it to manifest in its divine timing. Okay? Let me get you some more cards. I got another deck I want to use as well. So let me get you two. Okay, we want several cards from this deck. I'll get you some from the other deck. Let's see what these say. So we have consultant, expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. We have synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. Okay, so with these coming out side by side, I feel like you have a lot of questions. You know, you're wanting to know. But with the synchronicity and divine timing here, sometimes we're not allowed to know certain things. That's the mystery. That's the magic. That's the unfolding. And we have to just surrender and flow with the not knowing, and trust and know that the divine knows what it's doing, okay, and has our best intentions in mind. And sometimes if our manifestation doesn't come through, it's because we're not aligning ourselves to our highest potential, to the plan that the divine has for us, because the divine wants us to fulfill our destiny. You know, we have a divine person, a purpose, and sometimes we don't, you know, we haven't tapped into that, our potential yet, so we don't know how grand our destiny is. And so sometimes we can be cutting ourselves short and not even realizing it. And the divine wants us to have so much more and to experience so much more. And so sometimes there are lessons and information and knowledge we need to attain in order to achieve our destiny. And so sometimes it feels like there's delays on the path, but it's not really a delay. It's just there's like a fork in the road, and you have to go this direction because there's tools you need to gather over here. There's information you need to have in order for you to get to this actual outcome. And so then along the way, we're constantly gathering tools, we're gathering resources, and just following the breadcrumbs along the way, and trust that you're always being guided. We have mother healing. As your feelings towards your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. And then we have watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire and not what you fear. Okay. So mother healing. Some of you may have some wounds about your conception, or fears about giving birth, and that can be literally, or just fear that your manifestation's not going to manifest, okay? And that's where we just have to trust and flow. I think I've already pretty much answered that question. We have to trust in the divine timing and let go of that frustration that it hasn't manifested yet. And yeah, I've already offered you the guidance on how to just go with the flow and know that everything is aligning for your highest good, pile number 2. All right, let me get you some final heart thoughts to close your reading. I'm so sorry, it's so loud today, guys, and the wind chimes are sounding off like crazy. Some final heart thoughts for pile number 1. And it says, I have unlimited potential. Nice. I trust myself to create only that which is for my highest good and greatest good, that which is perfect for my spiritual growth and evolution. Ooh, nice. Okay. Trust in yourself, trust in Source Creator, that you're only going to be allowed to create exactly what's for the highest good of yourself, because what's good for you is going to be good for the collective, because then you're living in your truth and your destiny and fulfilling your mission here. final. Okay, they wanted to give you a couple more, so let's see what your heart has to say. We have I am free to be me. I love that song. I see myself as being free. I am free in my mind. I am free in my body. I am free in my life. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so here's some focus for you. Okay. So trust that you're aligning to your greatest joy. See yourself being free. Okay, see yourself in your mind and in your heart so that you can fully anchor that reality into this dimension, okay? It is safe to look within for my peace of mind. I do whatever I need to do to keep my inner world peaceful. My inner peace is essential for my health and well-being. I mean, that's beautiful. It aligns with your camel energy here about the safe in the storm, the calm in the storm. You're able to ride through, heavy, dense, think about the desert. It is not very suitable for life. It's very heavy. It's very hot, and not many things can survive in those types of conditions. And here we have, the camel who has inner reserves and it trusts itself. It's very independent. It has its own source of water. And here's the thing, you have your own source of inner deep connection. Inner resources that you can tap into that helps remind you of who you are, what you're here to do, what you're here to create, and to focus on that and to shift into that mindset of trusting and going within and allowing what needs to unfold and allow yourself to be guided. And we have, I am a magnet for miracles. Ooh, what's up? When I change my consciousness and forgive those I need to forgive, healing miracles occur. So I definitely feel like you are on the track to manifesting your highest timeline here. You are aligning to that beautiful miracle, whatever it is that you're wanting to create in your life, you are aligning to it. So stay focused. Allow what needs to fall away to fall away. Trust in divine timing. Trust that you are always guided and protected, okay? And that the universe wants nothing more than you to be happy and to be healthy and to be living that life that you deserve, okay? All right, you guys, these are your messages today. Thank you all so much for joining me in the temple. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my readings. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that this reading resonated with you. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you guys, my email is listed in the comments, in the description box below. Just reach out to me if you want to know the pricings and the type of readings that I offer. I'd love to work with you. I'm sending y'all so much love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 3. So today we're taking a look at what you are aligning to. And if y'all hear the wind chimes in the background, I mean, other than, I always play wind chimes in my temple, but I have some that hang outside of my space as well, right outside my window. And they are just flying around like crazy today because it's so windy and my screen door rattles here and there. So just letting y'all know, I am sorry for the loud sounds in the background. All right, so you guys are drawn to the third eye chakra. And it says the frequency of the third eye chakra is the indigo flower of life. It supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. So the third eye is located in the center of your, of your forehead. And it helps you to see beyond illusion. It helps you to use your intuition and to tap into a feeling, a sensation that you get, an inner knowing. And it also serves as like a protection mechanism. It helps you to discern between, safe and unsafe, and truth and lies, and when someone's manipulating or when someone's very authentic. So there's something that you're aligning to that involves you using your intuition here, and seeing something from a different perspective, or seeing the truth of something. We have the elephant. The hyena. Wow. Okay. All right, let me see what you got. The sea serpent. Oh. Okay. And the unicorn. Wow. That makes so much sense. Okay. So what you guys are aligning to is feeling safe to express your true self here. I feel like some of you may hide who you really are. Maybe you don't feel safe expressing your truth or stepping into your true self. Maybe you felt a little different, or like you didn't belong, or that it's easy to maybe hide your feelings. Maybe there was something in the past, something that was heavy, something that hurt your heart, and so it made you hide away or to mask your pain with humor. I feel like there may be some deeper emotions that you may not tap into, and that you would prefer to, you know, maybe just laugh some things off that were very hurtful, and I feel like it has kind of maybe put some blockages on the path for you with the elephant here. You know, elephants, they're very wise. They're very caring about their family, very loyal, but they can also put like obstacles on the path for us, and that can be very challenging, and things that are hard to move. I mean, they're a giant animal, you know what I mean? So very, there may be things that are very hard. This could be a belief or a perception that's very persistent, or something that you've been resisting healing from, you know, something that's like almost feel like it's a core wound maybe. And with the sea serpent coming through, this is definite healing of an old wound. This may have something to do with a mother, because the elephants, they're a matriarchal type herd. The females are the leaders, and the sea serpent, the sea serpent is a mothering energy. She allows whatever healing needs to occur and surrounds you with a supportive embrace to allow you to go within and to reflect on those deeper emotions so that you can heal and overcome and transcend those wounds. And with the unicorn is, you know, the question. It is the why. It is the seeker, getting to know your true self, your authentic self. You know, unicorns are very rare, and we question whether they exist or not. And but they also connect us to our unique selves, our authenticity, our own intuition, and being able to see the truth. You know, seeing through the shadow, through the fear, through the limitations and the old belief systems, and seeing the truth of the wound and what it was there, what was the purpose, what were you learning, what was the experience about, and asking those questions. So I feel like what you're aligning to is the deeper truth, aligning to your true self and who you really are, and learning to go within and become the seeker, and ask those hard questions. You know, who am I really? And is this my truth? And how do I see the world? And what are my true feelings? And feeling safe expressing your true feelings, and feeling safe being your true self, and allowing yourself to remove those masks and to express your, you know, your true feelings, your true thoughts, and stepping into your authenticity here, your true self. Yeah, path of curiosity. We have balance coming through. I'll put you over here. Balance the perception. Yeah, we have see how the shifting of the moon, balancing the shadow and the light. Shining your light into the darkness so that you can understand the truth. We have consciousness. Yes, your consciousness is expanding. You're being asked to expand your consciousness here. We have cleanse. Yeah, some healing needs to take place. Pile number 3. And then we have this magic. See, in this card, I always see the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming into unity, bringing that healing, bringing that awareness, the truth, awakening to the truth. Yeah, some of you are going to be awakening to your true self, balancing out the mind and the heart, and aligning to this magic, your magical self, your spiritual self, your authentic self. And even this looks like an eye here, you know. So a lot of third eye awakening, and we have the heart on the elephant here. Loving yourself, transforming old versions of yourself, old ways of, you know, maybe you just laugh things off instead of, and you don't take them serious enough and take your emotions seriously enough. But it's time to, you know, step into your truth and step into your magnificence, your uniqueness. I mean, the unicorn and the sea serpent, both of these are like, you know, what they would consider, you know, fairy tales. And then you have these other ones that are, you know, very much a reality. So we have like this grounding of spiritual and physical energy here, the balance of the two, and recognizing that you are both, that we are both human and the divine in this physical incarnation. And we're meant to become self-actualized, to actually ground our spiritual selves, our higher selves here into the physical plane. And it doesn't come from us denying our truth, denying who we are, denying our shadow. We are both shadow and light. We are both male and female. We're androgynous. We're neither. And same for source creator, the divine. You know, God is not male or female. It's non-genderized, you know what I mean? Because here in the 3D, we have this polarization, this separation of energies. And, you know, like a rainbow, it just, there's this separation, this division of frequency here in the third plane. But in the higher realms, it's all one, it's all connected. And it all works in synergy with one another to bring creation. So we wouldn't exist without these versions of ourselves, you know. We have divine timing coming through. Romance and connection here. We have yes. That's pretty interesting. So with these coming out, maybe some of you are wanting a relationship. You're wanting a divine connection with someone else physically. And I feel like the more that you embrace your true self and express your true feelings and even know what they really are, even like getting to know your needs in a relationship. What are your needs from somebody? You know, what are you looking for? And some people don't even know what their needs are until they're not being met, you know. And that's the cool thing about Earth School, is we're learning through contrast. We're learning what we want by experiencing what we don't want. And then learning how to go about getting them, you know. And it's all about the journey and the lessons along the way that's going to get us there to this yes moment. So you are aligning to coming into relationship. This can also be relationship with yourself, your relationship with the divine, and embarking on that journey of beginning a spiritual connection, a spiritual journey, a quest to know and to have a connection with the divine. And we have this yes card coming through. Beautiful. I want to know what that yes is about. We have closed off and guarded. Yeah, I definitely feel like you're protecting yourself, and, you know, you resisting, maybe blocking this forward movement. We have a wound here that needs tending to, that needs healing, so that you can attract more love and more things to be passionate about. We have mutual feelings here, mutual love, a love for yourself, a love for others, having forgiveness in your heart, learning to love yourself, regardless of what you may deem as a flaw or something that you're insecure about. You know, the more that you love yourself and the more love you pour within, it creates this receiving energy, this magnetic energy that draws energy in, that pulls things to you, pulls people to you. You become magnetic, a magnet for that type of love. So the more accepting you can be with yourself, the more loving you can be with yourself, the more, you know, allowing yourself to feel whatever emotions, what your true feelings are, and allowing that to be okay. And you to just be okay with, yeah, that really hurts my feelings, or yeah, I'm like super in love with this person, or yeah, I really want to express myself in this way. I love wearing, you know, my hair like this. I love, you know, manscaping. I don't know, whatever it is that makes you uniquely you, like love and embrace it. And you will attract somebody else who love and embraces that as well. They're very attractive to it because you're standing in your light. You're owning your true self. You're, you know, exuding confidence. And it's very attractive. And that's what you need to align to. And so then you'll be able to just leap in the air with joy, because love will be flowing into your life because you've learned how to pour that love into your own cup and to fill yourself with love and to be open to receiving it. We have cold and control. Yeah, see, and I feel like this is, you may come off this way. You may come off a little bit cold because you don't show your true face. You hide your true feelings, and maybe you don't admit that you feel very deeply, and maybe you hide your heart behind a wall so people don't see it, so they don't know your true self. And it's hard for people to connect to you because they don't know who you really are, because you don't feel safe enough to share it with certain people or with people in general, because there's a core wound from, you know, childhood, or from somebody that you loved very deeply, and it's a wound that needs healing, and it needs your love and compassion so that you can release it and move on and heal from it. Okay, you have dream messages, telepathy, yeah, nice, communication, astral travel, spirit guides, and signs. So I feel like you definitely are getting some messages. I feel like you have a strong third eye chakra, pile number 3. I feel like maybe because you have a strong intuition, like, use it to your advantage, because you can use it to hide from people who don't mean you well, you know, people who are just very toxic, very negative, very dramatic, you know, they just love drama, and they're always causing trouble, they're always focused on the negativity, you know, those are the people that you want to distance yourself from and not really trust so much, you know. But because you have the strong intuition, use that in order to seek out the love that you deserve, and to discern between who is somebody that is truly loving and worthy of my beautiful heart, and opening yourself up to sharing that with them, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and trusting yourself, trusting that you will know this individual. You will know and be able to discern between friend and foe, you know, because you've experienced what it feels like before, so you know the feeling already. So then be open to trusting and allow this magic transformation to take place so that you can heal and attract somebody in your life that is more loving, more caring. Somebody that you can trust for the long haul, you know, and create this beautiful family with. And trust in divine timing, all right? Pile number 2, let go of your pride, number 3. And sometimes, like with certain people that we have these negative experiences with, know when to walk away, all right? When is it just better left, you know, just cutting the cord and walking away and saying enough? Because sometimes with people, no matter how much you try to communicate, like your needs, or where there are issues in the relationship, they just don't want to hear it. They just want to constantly blame, or they want to be the victim. They don't really want to work things through, you know, and they just want to be settled in their way. There's no compromise. There's really no understanding of where you're coming from or your perspective at all. Those are the people who are just like, you know, it's like stonewalling. They don't care what you have to say. They don't want to hear it. They cut you off. And that's the energy you want to walk away from, and know that that's not somebody I could trust with my heart, you know. You're seeking a more balanced, more stable energy, and let go and walk away from the people who don't really want to do the work. We have empowerment. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. Beautiful. I love that. You are stronger than you think. Pile number 3. Okay. Oh, explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's a good time to make changes. I mean, look, it's this like inner child, this little child who's swimming down below. It's a little sea turtle. Yeah. It's time to shift. It's time to look at the possibilities. Look at your potential and believe in yourself. Pile number 3. And we have consultant expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. All right, so I feel like definitely ask your guides for information or guidance and support on the journey. If you have any questions, because you did have the, where did I see it? Didn't you have, yes, the dream messages coming through here. So use your intuition. You may get downloads or insight or messages when you're sleeping or when you're meditating. So make sure that you take some time out to connect, to go within and reflect on your true needs, on choices and decisions that you want to make, and ask to be guided moving forward, and ask to be protected. We have I flow with life. Divine order is ever present in my life, and there is plenty of time for all that I choose to do. Okay, so if you have any worries about being behind, everything is about divine timing. You're always where you're meant to be in each moment, and you're always being guided to your highest timeline. You're always aligning to that path. And even when we make a choice and it's not the, let's say it's not the correct choice, we're repeating a pattern over and over again, we're learning, we're gathering information, we're gathering lessons and tools to help prepare us to make the full shift, okay? So don't worry about being late or not being where you want to be in your life. Everything is always according to a divine plan. There's things that have to unfold in a certain way in order for us to get where we're meant to be. Because it's like you can't, you know, let's say you're a dishwasher and you want to own a restaurant. Well, you can't just wash dishes and then think you can go then manage a restaurant on your own. You know, it's almost like you have to work from the ground up. You have to be the dishwasher and experience what that's like, and then you have to be like the waiter or the busboy, and then the chef, and then the manager, and all those things. It's working your way up, and each level you're gathering tools, you're gathering information, you're gathering resources, you're learning lessons and experience, and it all accumulates to get us where you're meant to be in this highest potential, this highest timeline, where you're happy, where you're successful, where everything's just joyful and magical. Okay, we have my income is constantly increasing. Nice. I am worthy of prosperity and abundance. Okay, let go of any fears or worries of lack. Okay, because you are worthy and you are deserving, and those are affirmations you need to say to yourself, and you need to believe in yourself. Pile number 3. And we have I am a loving, joyful person. I release all thoughts and vibrations of confusion, chaos, disharmony, disrespect, or distrust. They are eliminated from my consciousness completely. Okay, so I love this one because this one's about becoming your true self and letting go of any fears or any doubts about who you really are and what you deserve in your life, because you are worthy and you're deserving and you are perfect just as you were created. You were created very uniquely by the divine. There's nobody like you. There's only one you. And own that, honor that, respect that, value it, trust it. Pile number 3. Lean into it. Say yes. Flow with that part of you and allow that to be, to just be. Allow yourself to just be. Dream, manifest. Let go of any fears of lack, of self-doubt, of not feeling worthy. Open your heart and pour love into your being, into your vessel, and allow the divine to merge with you. Allow your higher self to merge with you. Tap into your spiritual connection, pile number 3, and let go of, holding on or feeling unloved or, low value in any kind of way. You are worthy. You are here for a reason. You have a divine purpose, okay? All right, pile number 3, I'm going to close your reading now. Thank you all so much for joining me here in the temple today. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my readings. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know how this reading resonated with you. If you would like a personal reading with me, my email is in the comments below. Reach out to me if you'd like to know my pricing or the types of readings that I offer. I'm sending y'all so much love. Take care and have a blessed day.